Hello, Kentucky friends. The Wildcats are going all out on Deron Rippey. But are the doubts over? Will he really come to the blue and white program? Let's see. With a focus on Deron Rippey, one of the most coveted point guards in the 2026 class, with the season still in its early stages and the future being built in the hands of young prospects, BBN is good reason to be excited, but also to keep expectations in check. After all, although Kentucky is all in with Rippey, as the player's father told journalist Adam Zagoria, the path to signing a contract isn't as simple as it seems. Sometimes it raises doubts about whether these guys even want to come. Darren Rippey, a five-star point guard from New Jersey, has quickly become a key player on the radar of Mark Pope and his coaching staff. With evident talent and a style of play that combines court vision, tempo control, and scoring ability when needed, Rippey is exactly the type of player who could fit perfectly into Pope's system. Furthermore, the coach already had the opportunity to work with Rippey during the USU 19 camp, an experience that certainly left a positive impression on both player and coach. This prior relationship could be a key differentiator in this tight race. However, even with all signs pointing to Kentucky as a strong contender, the recruiting process is rarely straightforward. Rippey recently narrowed his list to 12 universities, including heavyweights like Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and Tennessee, as well as local rivals like Louisville. This diversity of options demonstrates that he is carefully considering his future, weighing factors such as proximity to home, basketball tradition, and potential to develop his game professionally. Kentucky's inclusion among the finalists is a great compliment to the program and Mark Pope's vision, but also serves as a reminder that other teams are equally determined to land him. Another intriguing factor is the speculation that Rippey may opt for a university associated with the Adidas circuit, where he plays for 3SSB on the AAU circuit. Programs like Duke and Louisville have historical ties to brand, which could influence his decision. However, Kentucky, while not directly linked to Adidas, has an unparalleled reputation for player development and a passionate fan base that few places can match. Is it a good fit for him? Furthermore, Rippey's official visit to the Kentucky campus, scheduled for the first half of October, will be a crucial moment in the process. Visits of this nature are designed to impress recruits and their families, showcasing not only the athletic facilities, but also the academic environment and community spirit. If Pope and his staff can convey their vision for the future and convince Rippey that Lexington is the ideal place for him to thrive, this could solidify Kentucky as the most likely destination. However, questions remain. Could the weight of expectations associated with Kentucky intimidate a young player? Or will the legacy of success and the chance to make history for the program be too enticing to resist? BBN certainly hopes Rippey sees a value in donning the blue and white uniform, but they also know that recruiting is unpredictable. Meanwhile, the coming months promise to be filled with speculation, rumors, and who knows, a decision that could change the course of the program for years to come. If Darren Rippey does indeed choose Kentucky, will he have the opportunity to make a splash? On Tuesday, the football program announced a series of strategic hires to bolster its coaching staff, notably the return of two beloved names among the blue and white fans, Yusuf Corker and Bunchy Stallings. Both, now graduate assistants, bring with them not only the technical knowledge acquired on the field, but also the passion and identity that only those who have worn the Wildcats uniform can offer. The addition of Corker and Stallings to the coaching staff is more than just an administrative move. It is a symbolic gesture that reflects Mark Stoops' philosophy of valuing the program's roots while seeking to elevate it to new heights. Stoops, always measured in his words, did not hide his enthusiasm when discussing the new hires. "We are pleased to add Yusuf Corker and Bunchy Stallings to our coaching staff," he said. "They both played with me and are eager to learn and contribute to the team. They are welcome additions to our program." The statement, though brief, carries the weight of someone who understands the impact these young coaches can make on and off the field. Yusuf Corker, whose name echoes in fans' memories as one of the most reliable defenders of the Stoops era, returns to work specifically with the defensive backs. During his playing tenure between 2018 and 2021, Corker was much more than a talented athlete. He was a natural leader, a team captain for 2 consecutive seasons. He racked up impressive numbers: 240 tackles, 14 interceptions, and several game-winning plays that helped Kentucky solidify its consistent bowl appearance. His NFL experience, albeit brief, with stints with the New York Giants and Cincinnati Bengals, will certainly enrich his coaching repertoire. Now, upon returning to Lexington, he has the chance to mold the next generation of defenders who will carry on the Wildcats' legacy. Meanwhile, Bunchy Stallings, who was part of the legendary offensive line known as the Big Blue Wall, takes on an equally challenging role, but with a different perspective. He'll switch from the front court to work with the defense. Stallings was a key player in the success of Benny Snell Jr., Kentucky's all-time leading rusher, and received numerous honors during his college career, including first-team All-America and first-team All-SEC recognition. His resume speaks for itself, but it's his competitive mindset and adaptability that promised to make a difference in his new role. Upon returning home, Stallings demonstrates that his connection to Kentucky goes beyond individual achievements. It's an emotional connection that transcends time. In addition to these hires, Mark Stoops also brought in Jack Ray as assistant special teams coach, an area that has been a top priority for the program in recent years. Under the supervision of Jay Boulware, Ray arrives with significant experience, including his recent stint at Hawaii, where he served as co-special teams coordinator. His expertise in video analysis, scouting reports, and detailed evaluations will be vital to keeping Kentucky competitive in an aspect of the game that often decides championships. Coaching at Kentucky and in the SEC means a lot to me, Ray said, highlighting the importance of working alongside renowned figures like Stoops and Boulware. This combination of youthful energy and seasoned wisdom promises to further elevate the Wildcats' special teams. These changes reflect something bigger than simple coaching adjustments. They represent Mark Stoops' long-term vision for Kentucky football. By bringing back former players like Corker and Stallings, the coach not only strengthens emotional ties with the fan base, but also creates a bridge between the program's glorious past and its promising future. These are individuals who understand Kentucky's culture, values, and expectations and can instill that mindset in current players. With Stoops at the helm and names like Corker, Stallings, and Ray joining the staff, the Wildcats appear poised to continue their rise in the competitive SEC landscape. In a sport where change is constant, Kentucky has found a way to evolve without losing its essence. Zion Childress' trajectory is something to behold right now. The former Kentucky Wildcats defensive end, who just a few months ago was an undrafted free agent, UDFA, is now a starting position in the Dallas Cowboys secondary. It's a meteoric rise for a player who arrived in the league without much fanfare, but quickly turned heads with his work ethic and consistent performance. Childress, whose college career was marked by his versatility and ability to make big plays, racked up impressive numbers during his 3 seasons in Lexington. He recorded 148 tackles and 10 tackles for loss, as well as numerous defensive tackles, which helped Kentucky maintain its competitiveness in the ever-challenging SEC arena. His time at Kroger Field not only solidified his reputation as a reliable player, but also showed the world that he possesses the necessary tools to compete at a higher level. However, despite his solid performance in college football, Childress didn't hear his name called in the NFL draft, a disappointment that would have rocked any athlete. But not him. Signing with the Dallas Cowboys shortly after the draft, Childress knew he had a long road ahead to prove himself to one of the league's most storied franchises. And that's exactly what he did. With injuries plaguing the Cowboys secondary during summer training, the former Wildcat saw his chance and seized it. It didn't take long for him to begin excelling in practice and later in preseason games. His performance in the first game against the Los Angeles Rams, where he recorded 6 tackles, was a clear indication that he was ready to take on the challenges of the NFL. Coach Mike McCarthy and his staff have been closely monitoring Childress' progress, and early impressions are extremely positive. Playing alongside the likes of Darren Bland and Kyrie Elam, Childress demonstrated a combination of instinct, speed, and intelligence that makes him a valuable asset to the Cowboys' defense. His ability to read the game and react quickly has been a key asset, especially in high-pressure situations. With the regular season approaching, there's growing speculation that Childress could start in Week 1, something unthinkable for many when he signed as a UDFA. For Kentucky Wildcats fans, seeing Childress in the Cowboys' star-studded uniform is a source of pride. Childress not only represents the program well, but also serves as an inspiration for future generations of Wildcats who dream of making it to the NFL. As September approaches, all eyes will be on Childress and his potential starting debut. For a player who has overcome so many obstacles, this opportunity is more than deserved. It remains to be seen how far he can go, but one thing is certain. Zion Childress' race show the world that he belongs among the elite of American football. Share your thoughts.